The towels are waving, and these fans here in the Lone Star State are ready for the Central Division Finals as the Texas Stars host the Milwaukee Admirals tonight in Game 1. John Peterson here with you on AHL TV on FloHockey. We are underway here at the HEB Center at Cedar Park. The Admirals are skating right to left in their white with blue numbers. The Stars left to right in their green with white numbers. And the two heroes for their respective teams in the clinchers were out there to start the game. Cameron Hughes for Texas, who scored in double overtime Friday against Grand Rapids to send the Stars on from the division semifinals to the division finals. And Fedor Svechkov for Milwaukee, he was the overtime hero in Game 5 against Rockford on Sunday to move Milwaukee back to the division finals again and set up this third consecutive postseason matchup. Face-off won by the Admirals, played all the way down into the Texas zone. Bergslund chasing after it. Denisenko gets there first. Denisenko looks up to the point for Ottenbright. That shot into traffic is tipped, and then Hellberg faces a collision there. O'Reilly and Becker were tied up at the edge of the crease, and between the two players battling for positioning, they tumbled over Hellberg. Puck went out of play, 18:02 to go in the first. Here's Ertl. Dumping it down low for Scott. It bounced out front. A backhander. Murray makes the save. They score! Matthew Semenoff opens the conversation in Game 1 with a battle at the edge of the crease. He shovels it in on his backhand, and Semenoff gives the Stars a 1-0 lead. 3 minutes and 10 seconds in. Justin Ertl crashed the net hard, drove his man past Murray. That was Pavel. It freed up the puck. Murray thought he had it. He did not. Semenoff knocks it home, and the fourth line strikes first for Texas. It is the fourth consecutive game of these Calder Cup playoffs. The Stars have scored in the first 4 minutes. Milwaukee, I think, is using a coach's challenge here, and they're going to break out the iPad for the first time to try to determine if there was goaltender interference. If it is visible on the overhead camera, that is possible. So the officials are taking a look at the iPad early in this playoff series. Shows you how important every second of playoff hockey is. First game of the series, first goal of the series, 3 minutes and 10 seconds in. But Milwaukee challenging and getting the officials to take a look at the video replay to determine if that goal will stand. It was called a goal on the ice, obviously. So there will need to be enough evidence to overturn the call. But Stephen Hiff, one of the referees in the AHL who also works NHL games, he's one of the 40-40 referees who splits the season half in the AHL, half in the NHL. He is the one holding the iPad and taking a look. Jordan Deckard right next to him. It is a good goal. The scoring stays as it was, and the Stars fans erupt a second time. Matthew Semenoff from Justin Ertl at 3:10. Texas is off and running in Game 1. Bounces off his stick. Weisblatt intercepts on the turnover. Numbers. Bellows, sharp angle, and diving to get in the way was Campabianco as the puck went over the top and over to the far boards. Admirals reset in the neutral zone. Bellows with a blast glove snag by Hellberg, and he keeps the play alive.
The puck comes free to the left point. Friedman carries to the high slot, passed it wide in the near pipe. Off the inboards, they score! Cal O'Reilly! What a play from Friedman. He saw the pass off the end wall, and O'Reilly was there for an easy putback beyond the right leg of Hellberg at 8:16. For Cal O'Reilly, his second of the playoffs, his first on the power play, and Milwaukee ties this game at 1.
Left circle again, Svechkov, down to the goal line it comes. Back to the top of the circle, Bellows, and Hellberg was ready to make the save. Turned over in the neutral zone by Bellows. Hryckowian's pass connects with McKenzie. Right circle, Curtis McKenzie pulls back, drops it off at the half wall on the right wing. Back down low, too far for Hughes, who was spun around by Delgaizo. Bellows turned it over in the left circle, Hryckowian, and his pass out front was in the skates of Hughes. Hughes back down low to the corner. McKenzie hammered to the ice by Delgaizo. Here's Hryckowian, a shot, saved by Murray, and he'll hold on to it. McKenzie's going to come in to try to break up Ottenbright and Bellows as Hryckowian was looking for a rebound. We get a scrum post whistle here with 5:51 left in the first. Trey Taylor across to Capobianco. McKenzie onto the stick of Hryckowian. Right circle to Blumel. And he was hooked up going to the net. Puck down to the far corner. Here's Hryckowian. Spins away from Friedman. Poked away. And Lucchini will be chased into the corner by McKenzie. Ooh, hit from behind by Friedman on Hryckowian. And there's the first penalty on Milwaukee. McKenzie's got to be careful here. He's going to try to stick up for his teammate, but Stars are going to get their first power play. Time of the penalty, 14:35. Hughes reverses it back to Lynn. Tapped over to Blumel into the Milwaukee zone. Blumel banks it down into the far corner. He's tripped up, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 1:40. A stick got in the skate of Blumel, and Joachim Kimmel will sit next to Mark Friedman. And Texas will have a 5-on-3 man advantage. The question is, in a 1-1 game this early, do you use your timeout to drop a play? I don't think the Stars will, but they have a lot of time up there for a 5-on-3. They use their power play, or their timeout rather, during a power play in the third period of Game 3 against Grand Rapids, but they were trailing that game 4-2, and they wanted to keep their top power play group fresh midway through that man advantage. Stars are going to bring on McKenzie, Huru, Peterson, Loft, and Taylor, their second power play group, to give the top 5 a rest. Nope, they're going to use their timeout. So we saw this in Game 3 against Grand Rapids, but Texas calls their timeout here. You only get one, and Neil Graham calls his timeout here with Travis Morin holding that whiteboard. Here's Blumel, right circle. Back door, and that one handcuffed Lind. He got it back, though. Here's Capobianco. Now Blumel, and that one goes off the post on the stick side of Murray. Here's Lind, left circle. Lind skates in, shoots, glove save. Murray with 15 seconds left on the first Milwaukee penalty. Blocked as it broke the stick of O'Reilly. And he throws it out to center, and that one should be a penalty. It will be. There's going to be a penalty on Cal O'Reilly. He chucked his stick across the rink. You cannot do that, even if it's your own stick. It broke on the block shot. And the veteran for the Admirals is going to have to take a seat. So the 5-on-3 will end in 2 seconds, and a new one will begin for 20 seconds longer. He got in the way of that Blumel slap shot, or Lynn's rather. I think it was Lynn's shot, and it broke right above the blade. He took the rest of the stick, the long piece, the handle of it, and chucked it across the rink as he went back to the bench for a new one. He did not just sweep it out of the way. You're allowed to drop the stick, and even to some degree, if you're close enough to the boards, play the stick over to the boards. You can't make an obvious play like O'Reilly did and chuck it across the rink. It actually almost knocked it right off the stick of Capobianco, who was resetting in the neutral zone. Curtis McKenzie battling along the wall. Here's Semenoff, right circle, and a save by Murray. Big rebound up to the left point for Caro. Caro fires one high and wide. To the near point, Lucchini gets it out to center. Kemmel tips it to himself into the zone. Caro tries to catch him. Kemmel went between the legs there. I'm not sure that was necessary, and it allowed Luke Chris to get over and knock it back out to center. Throws it back up the right wing. Denisenko unable to clear. Out front, Murray's got to make a save there. Hughes was hoping for a rebound. He never got one. 17.9 showing on this HEB Center clock. And some action behind the play there. Friedman sweeps the legs out from under Capobianco. Capobianco took a tumble at the blue line. Puck goes into the far corner quickly, wrapped around the boards. Hustling over was Taylor to keep it in. Back down low, Blumel. Bounces off a hit out front. Lind, backhander went off the side of the net. 7 seconds left in the period. A chance fanned down by Hryckowian. They score! He whiffed on the first one. Hryckowian got it back and banked it in off of Murray from the goal line. And the Stars beat the buzzer with 3.6 seconds left in the period. It's 2-1 Texas, and it's the Rookie of the Year, Justin Hryckowian. Time of the goal is 19:56 of the first period. That is a huge one going into the locker room. He'll work his way back out, crisscrosses with Hughes into the Milwaukee zone. That puck's tipped, gloved by Huru, tries to bat it out front to Lind, and Murray was ready, and now a backdoor pass, and Hughes got a piece of it. Murray has it underneath, and some action at the Milwaukee crease. Lind is right in the mix, no surprise there. He and Ozzy Weisblatt, two regular perpetrators, if you will, two players not afraid to mix it up. Outlet up the middle's turned over. Here's Harrison Scott. Carries it down low. Centers tipped on goal by Erdl. And Murray was ready to cover. Face-off will stay to his right. This falls to the ice. Big hit thrown by Mutter on Capobianco, and that's going to be penalized unless it's the retaliation. Luke Chris came in to stick up for Capobianco. The puck was long gone out to center ice in that Milwaukee fourth line. We knew they were going to try to hit everything in sight. Navrin Mutter was late to the party, and I think that is the penalty, but we'll find out here shortly. Capobianco's back to his feet. And we'll see how this sorts out. But they're going to announce it is a boarding penalty on Mutter. So that's where it can cost you. It's important to have that physicality in the playoffs, and Milwaukee has a fourth line that's composed of hard-hitting players like Mutter, Marino, and Andre Pavel is in the lineup tonight, but it was late on the Stars' top defenseman, Kyle Capobianco, and Milwaukee will now find themselves shorthanded, and Capobianco centering up. This time he swings it. Cameron Hughes works his way high slot, down low, it's Lind, back to Hughes, quick shot, that's tipped by Hryckowian up high, stays in play off the high glass. Blumel in the corner, jams it in behind the net. Lind tried to go out front, and Hryckowian couldn't bat that out of midair. Blumel to the blue line. Capobianco to Hughes. Down low to Lind. Lind backdoor. They score! And that's how you quiet the fourth line. A power play goal with Mutter in the box, and it was Justin Hryckowian on the far post, tapping in the Cole Lind pass across the crease for his second goal of the night. And it's 3-1. Time of the goal will be 4:07. He didn't need to get much of it, but it went off the heel of Hryckowian's stick, then the far post, then across the goal line, and he has two tonight. Justin Hryckowian's third of the playoffs, another assist for Lind. Possible numbers, it's Kemmel. He slows up, cuts back to the slot. He's tripped up, lost his footing, and back come the Stars. Here's Matthew Semenoff into the Admiral zone. He's hogtied and flattened by Friedman. And the Stars will go back to the power play with 9:05 to go in the second. Mark Friedman makes a return trip to the sin bin. And Texas will go back to the man advantage after this timeout. Time of the penalty will be 10:55. It'll be a holding call against Friedman. Left of Magnus Hellberg, Lucchini and Hryckowian on the dot. Hryckowian wins it, but Kemmel hustles in. Poke check by Hellberg. A shot's blocked in front. Final seconds ticking away. That was a massive block shot. I think it was Jack Becker, but there were a lot of green jerseys in front of Hellberg. Carl Taylor, former Texas Stars assistant coach. One of the most successful head coaches in Admirals history since taking the reins. Here's a chance from Ufko, save Hellberg, here's a blast, and that one goes off Hellberg, bounces up into the air, and the Stars come away with it. It's Cole Lind to the line, kept in by Ullinen, hand pass the call on the Admirals, but that was a good opportunity. First by Ufko, and the big Magnus Hellberg, 6'6", made sure that Ufko wasn't able to stuff it home, but the rebound came out into a dangerous area, and Jesse Ullinen stepped up to blast it. There was a body or two in front of Hellberg. It either went off Luke Chris or Hellberg made the second save on that Ullinen shot. Back down to the far corner. Hryckowian up to the half wall off a skate, corralled by McKenzie. Curtis McKenzie into an open area for Hryckowian. Right wing Chris behind the defense is Blumel. He scores! Silky smooth on the zone entry, and Luke Chris finds Matej Blumel sneaking in behind the defense, and he beats Murray on the breakaway. The Stars add more insurance to their lead. It's 4-1 with 14:46 to go. Second of the playoffs for Matej Blumel. Picked his spot, high blocker side. Luke Chris with a perfectly placed pass as he was being hit along the near boards. And the AHL's leading scorer in the regular season has picked up goals in back-to-back games in these playoffs.
We'll give it to Friedman. Left point, Ullinen. Drops it back for Ottenbright, a shot of the near circle, blocked to the far circle. Friedman scored! Mark Friedman with a blast from the right circle. That beats Hellberg's stick side at 9:47. For Friedman, that is his first of the postseason, and the Admirals make it 4-2. Hellberg got a little wide to his left.
On the right wing, tried to drop it for Huru, and he'll play it back in around the net for Lind. Across the green, Hughes, and Murray makes a tremendous save. Somehow Hughes nearly snuck that in from what looked like an impossible angle. There's that chemistry between the two Coachella Valley Firebirds, Lind and Hughes, knowing exactly where each other was going to be. Lind set up Hughes, but Murray got over with the glove. 4:53 left in the third. One more timeout will take you all the way to the finish here in regulation. Stars lead 4-2 here in game one. You're listening to Texas Stars Playoff Hockey. Pass Del Gaizo, chased by McKenzie, brought in by Huru, to the net, and a save Murray. Rebound hopped over the stick of Hughes. Top it's Friedman, right wing wall, Denisenko, shoots. That one's tipped wide by Weisblad. Back in behind, Stars get control of it. Blumel for the empty net from the full length, and it goes about a foot wide. It will be icing, and the clock stops with 32.7 seconds remaining. Digging forward, it comes back out. Hryckowian just lobs it into an open space with 15 seconds to go. The Stars are going to stay perfect in these playoffs and take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series, with Sunday's Game 2 looming here in Cedar Park, but Texas wins Game 1, 4-2. It began with a goal in the opening 4 minutes for the fourth straight game in these playoffs. The Admirals tied it on the power play, but that goal from Justin Hryckowian in the final 4 seconds of the opening frame gave the Stars the lead for good. Hryckowian added a power play goal in the second. Blumel made it 4-1 in the third. Milwaukee got one back in their comeback attempt from Mark Friedman, but the Stars win this first game of the best-of-5. You need 3 wins to advance to the conference finals. We'll come back with our post-game show after this.